What if humanity isn't evolving, but transforming into something else? What if human evolution isn't natural anymore? What if something, unseen and quiet, is rewriting us from the inside out? Strange symptoms, sudden abilities, forgotten memories that don't feel like ours. In this Fringe-inspired episode, we explore the question, are we becoming something else? Something unrecognizable? Let's pull back the veil and see what the cards reveal about the transformation quietly unfolding. Hello, everybody. Welcome back, or welcome if this is the first time on this channel. So we're going to get right into question 1 for this Fringe-inspired episode 5. The question is, who or what is behind the changes in our DNA? Is it a force we don't understand or something more otherworldly? Or just what? So we're going to start with Oracle as we always do, because Oracle has a mind of its own. It doesn't read my mind. And then we will get more details with Tarot. So we have the Postman. Tarot tends to read my mind. If I start with Tarot, it will almost mirror exactly what I'm thinking. Oracle doesn't do that. It does not care what I think. Okay, so we go to the Truman Show. And Shadow of a Doubt. Oop. All right. Night at the Museum. So again, the question is, who or what is behind the changes in our DNA? Allegedly. So if you've seen the movie The Postman, the bad guy in this movie was if I remember right, a Xerox copy guy. Or maybe not Xerox, but just somebody who sold copiers for a living. What this tells me is that when we started out, we were all exactly the same. Our DNA was just as it should be and pretty much all the same. We became like bugs under a magnifying glass. We are being watched, allegedly, all the time. And as you see here, we have a television on this card. And if you've seen The Truman Show, you know what it's about. If you haven't, again, the things that can watch us, televisions, telephones, well, mobile phones, probably GPS in the car. There's a lot of technology out there, allegedly, that does a lot of spying. There are those who don't believe it. There are those who do not believe that our DNA is being changed at all. That's okay. Then there are those whose minds are totally open and they know that anything is possible when it comes to those who are watching us, allegedly. Red Dawn. Turn, turn, turn. Bird Box. We're being told here that we need to take steps to defend ourselves. Because, turn, turn, turn. Seriously, can we get any more blatant than that? Changes in our DNA. Turn, turn, turn. Because we don't know what we're going to turn into. Are we the ones with the blindfolds on? Probably not. We're probably the ones that, or whatever it is that they have the blindfolds for, that they can't look at. Now the question is, who or what is behind these changes? Well, there it is. And we talked about the Xerox copy guys, so the bad guys that are watching us. There you go, allegedly. Whether you believe it or not. So let's see what tarot has to share here. That's pretty straightforward. The bad guy's watching us. Yeah. So it's not otherworldly. There's nothing otherworldly here in these cards. All right. So tarot says King of Wands. Yeah, that's the energy of the guy in charge at the start of this movie, the postman. Page of Cups. That's the emotional message if you don't know anything about it. Might hit pretty hard. The Hermit. It's happening whether you like it or not, and if you really shine the light on some things that, as he's doing, on some things that you're seeing and hearing, you might actually see what's happening. Night at the Museum and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a juggle, okay? You want to, here is what I wish was happening, and you can't see my hand, I'm doing the weighing here. Here is what I wish was happening, here's what's actually happening. What do I want to believe? What do I go with, okay? Ace of Swords. You need to think about how to handle it for yourself. Red Dawn says we need to defend ourselves somehow. There's a lot of different ways we can defend ourselves. Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's going to cause some sleep loss for sure. Some worry, some anxiety, and it probably should. And then the the Star. There's your otherworldly card. What they're not able to see in Bird Box. And if you've seen the movie, you get to see one person who is one of those and how he behaves and what he does and things like that in the house. This can be one of two things. Perhaps what they're seeing is so evil they can't look upon it. Or what they're seeing is so far above who we are that we can't take it. Our minds just can't take it. Then the Star card is also for me anyway, it is angels, guides, spirit guides, otherworldly beings. Okay, so I think this is definitely saying we are turning into something else. But it is possible that there are those who are trying to help also. But, since we're looking at mostly DNA and this is Bird Box, I'm thinking that whatever this is, we are turning into something very, very different. So let us pick up these cards. And if this is your first time on my channel, I pick up my cards a little bit slower than maybe most do and tuck them in different places. Because then when I shuffle, and if I get repeat cards, I know that I have shuffled well enough that the repeat cards are genuine. Otherwise, I feel like if I don't do it the way that I'm doing it, then when I shuffle, if I get a repeat card, It's just because I didn't shuffle well enough. So just my way. Same with the oracle cards. They don't go into the same pile I took them out of, so they stay mixed. So if we get similar cards or the same card, there's a reason. All right. So question 2. What new quirks or abilities are we unknowingly developing? And that includes weird, unexpected things as we're changing, and will we even notice that we're having weird quirks or strange abilities? So we have suspect. And if you hear strange noises in the background, most of my videos are going to have strange noises in the background because my Chihuahua loves to be in the room with me when I record, but he snores something fierce. So pretty much every video I do is going to have snoring. So then we have 7 years in Tibet. Almost there. Love for the game. Going my way. So the question again was, what new quirks or abilities are we unknowingly developing? So I feel like suspect card is saying, whatever you're noticing, it is suspect. Is it coming from the changing DNA or something else? But be suspicious of it, whatever it is. 7 years in Tibet. I'm thinking that this is probably saying take some time to meditate on it or really mull it over, really think about it, really try to understand what's happening, because this guy, Brad Pitt, who plays the part, changes completely in a good way. In this case, it's in a good way, okay? But he learns to meditate. He learns to do those things. There are things that make him change. And for love of the game, one of the main lines in it is clear the mechanism, which is another form of meditation, clearing out your mind so that you can have some control over whatever abilities you're noticing, whatever strange quirks you're noticing, or that you seem to be developing. So clear the mechanism. Be suspect. Start learning some meditation techniques and stuff like that so you can clear the mechanism and get a bit of control over what you're noticing. Kung Fu fighting, perhaps some physical aspect can also assist. And Tai Chi and Kung Fu, and some of those are some of the best mind-body connection kind of physical workouts that you can find. Demolition Man and the Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, you don't want to face off. There's a reason that the universe or the cards or whoever is telling us this, because you really don't want to face off between the good and bad of self. That could be a pretty nasty, because we have no real idea of what the DNA changes are doing to us. Maybe they are confusing things, and maybe, it's making us wonder if we're doing good or we're doing bad, or, that kind of thing. And with Phantom of the Opera, is what we're noticing just phantom-like abilities that kind of come and go? We don't really, I mean, they're not staying put. Maybe after a period of time, now it's 7 years in Tibet, maybe after a period of time, maybe they won't be phantom anymore. But as they're coming in and we're feeling them or noticing them, be suspect and perhaps follow what we're being given here as to how to handle them. So I think you're going to notice, whatever they are, I think you're going to notice. They might come in kind of phantom-like, but so let's see what Tarot has to share. We have the Page of Wands. Yeah, be suspect of the energy. Whatever it is that you're feeling, be suspect of that. Because it is your body giving you a message. Six of Wands. Yeah, once you recognize that it's a strange energy, then it's probably better to try and harmonize your body in a certain way or bring it back into balance. We have the Tower. Yeah, not clearing the mechanism, not getting that control could be a real issue. The Hermit. Yeah, this is kind of going back to the old you. You know what that looks like with that lantern. You know what that looks like. You know who you are. So you don't want to end up in a tower moment. So clear the mechanism. Knight of Wands. Yep, that's the movement energy. They're reiterating. Do some kind of Tai Chi or Kung Fu or something that keeps your body in sync with your soul, your mind, well, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. Queen of Swords. Yeah, here's the truth of it. Part of you could be, part of who you are could be good. Part of you could be evil. Maybe that is what it's fighting one off of the other. And the Two of Swords. You're the one who's going to have to make a decision on whether or not this is your imagination or not. What you're noticing. Even if you think it's your imagination, you might want to follow what's being shared here, just in case. Never hurts, right? So let us get these cards cleaned up and move on to question 3. So it's not really giving us specifics on, what quirks or abilities. It's just telling us if we notice something different, be suspect. Something that you've never noticed that you were able to do before or anything like that. Be suspect of it and try to get a grip on it before it gets a grip on you. Okay, so question 3. Are we evolving into a new form of humanity or something altogether stranger? What's the real end game here? Okay. Forbidden Planet. So I really, really enjoy doing these readings. They're very different. I never know what's going to come out. So if you also are enjoying, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. We have Spring. And perhaps even share, because that helps get the channel out there. And comment. Really love to hear the comments, especially if you're seeing something different in the cards. I love to see those comments. because mine's only one reading. Everybody sees things differently. The Man in the Iron Mask. Okay, and Going My Way Again. Okay, so the question is again, are we evolving into a new form of humanity or something altogether stranger? So what's the real end game? Forbidden Planet. That doesn't look real good, does it? This guy here. He is carrying a woman. Not sure if you can see that really clearly. He is carrying a woman, but he's not a very handsome dude. Obviously otherworldly. Anyway, so it might turn into what is considered a forbidden planet, or a place that nobody would want to go, because we are just really creepy kind of individuals here. Spring looks like something beautiful, but in this case, I think this is the new beginning, the new us. Who we're becoming is something not all that pleasant. And if you've seen The Man in the Iron Mask, this is somebody whose real face is hidden because nobody wants anybody, or the people who put him in that iron mask do not want anyone to know who he actually is. So I almost feel like that's why whoever is doing the DNA changing doesn't like who we are, doesn't want us to be who we are, and is trying to turn us into something completely different, because we are very, as humans, we are very independent people. We aren't like automatons. We aren't exactly the same. We are all individual, and we have uniqueness to us that is not appreciated by those who are trying to change things. So we have karma. They're here, or excuse me, Ghostbusters. And next. Okay, so I feel as though karma will step in. And I'm thinking it's going to step in against the people who are attempting to change the DNA. Somebody's coming to save the world. They're here, save the world, Ghostbusters. And if you remember, we had the star card. I think that was in the first question. We had the star card at the end here. So I feel like there's somebody, spirit guides, angels, otherworldly beings, somebody is coming in to save us from this at some point. And I'm thinking otherworldly, because next, well, you'd have to see the movie. I don't want to ruin it for you. If you haven't seen the movie, it stars Nicolas Cage. And the way that it ends would give you the answer of who might be coming. So let's see. Yeah, so apparently they want to turn us into something not so great, not so wonderful, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen the way that they want. So Forbidden Planet, we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, they want to kill off the planet for sure, or turn it into a place where nobody can go. But we can live on it because we're different now. Four of Cups. Yeah, we might not like the change. It might be better for us not to drink from that cup. Six of Swords. Yeah, moving us completely away from who we are. Wheel of Fortune. It could happen. It might not happen. It's kind of like a roulette wheel. seems to be happening. Maybe not to all of us. Page of Cups. It's just a message of love, a message of hope for us, a message intuitively knowing that it's not going to succeed. Karma is going to step in. And we have 7 of Pentacles. Karma is going to plant the seed. And these, whoever they are, they're coming to help. And 10 of Swords. That's going to be the ultimate communication. And it's going to put a kibosh to this whole DNA plan. This is also a message of healing. Karma's bringing healing. Okay, so let us move on to question 4 after cleanup here. There are 5 questions and 1 bonus question, and we'll see when we get to the bonus if it's a necessary bonus question. Sorry about that. And if it is, we will do it. If it isn't, we'll end it right there. So let's get things put away here. My cards keep getting further and further away from me, but I like to have a camera that had kind of a wider view. I just haven't had the opportunity to research and see what works, what cameras work better that don't cost an arm and a leg. All right, so question 4. What's being hidden from us as our DNA is tweaked? Okay, we have Gilda. Black Magic Woman. Yes. I don't know why that always cracks me up every time I see that giant yes. The Twilight Zone. How funny. I only say that's funny because every week I do an episode, a Twilight Zone inspired episode also. Okay, so question again, what's being hidden from us as our DNA is being tweaked? This is a card that says, here is the individuality that whoever's doing this doesn't like. They know that we're individual and they're messing with it. They are definitely messing with our individuality. And there's a big yes of, yes, you've got that right. For sure. It is that way. And it is changing us. Look at the, he's looking in the mirror. Interesting, right? Money Pit. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. And the Sixth Sense. All right, so yes, it is definitely changing us from the individual being that we are. And turning it, making us, I'm going to say, most people think that animals are less intelligent. I don't agree, but we're going to say, in this case, yes, they're trying to dumb us down. Let's put it that way. They're trying to break us with poverty at the same time. And basically to break us in general. Make the burden so heavy that we just can't carry it all. But what they aren't banking on is the fact that it's also, for some of us, giving us a more powerful sixth sense. Don't think they expected that, but it is happening. So we might be getting, supposedly dumbed down with, well, we're going to put the fluoride toothpaste in there. If you don't know about that, you should probably look up the F word, the fluoride. All right, so and that's allegedly too, with Gilda, we have the Magician. Yeah, we have amazing ability as humans, like no other. Ace of Cups. They are definitely trying to mess with our ability to love, our ability to be intuitive. They want to take away as much of that as they can possibly take. And yes, the world over. Everyone that isn't like them. And then we have the Two of Swords with the Twilight Zone. Dumbing us down and making us as blind as we can be. And we can choose not to be that way. We can choose it. Not to be blind. Six of Swords. Yeah, in trying to break us, to make us as poor as they possibly can. Six of Swords is being in harmony with our minds. Peace of mind. Have peace of mind. Because having peace in the mind, part of our decision, they can't mess with us as well that way. And then he ain't heavy, he's my brother with the Four of Wands. This is what gives us the strength, being in a happy place, being in a happy home, being in a happy, no matter what our circumstances. Having the stable, structured energy, just feeling ourselves that way, can make a big difference. And then the Empress. Yeah, they're creating, some of us are being created with an extra power to our senses, the sixth sense, seeing beyond the veil kind of sixth sense. So what's being hidden from us is the fact that they're messing with us. They're, especially our individuality. They want to turn us all the same. They want us all to be exactly the same. And they want us to follow along, allegedly, blindly like sheep. And by the way, I don't think sheep are all that they get a bad rap. I actually saw a story the other day where there was a sheep that gave birth and the baby was stillborn. And the mama cried and cried and cried pretty much all night because they had to take the baby away, obviously the lamb. And another sheep had given birth to twins, and she gave one of her babies to that other mama sheep to raise. I see that as huge compassion and understanding. Food for thought. All right, so question 5. Will we even recognize ourselves as we evolve? So as the changes take place, are we going to still feel human? And again, we know that karma is going to step in, but we don't know how soon. Okay? So if it gets to the point, are we still going to feel human? The window. There's that yes card again. Wow. Okay. Sister Act. And Steel Magnolias. Okay, so again, the question, will we even recognize ourselves as we evolve? As the changes unfold, will we still feel human? We are very aware. That is part of what makes us extra special as humans. Part of why the DNA is being changed, allegedly. Because we are very self-aware, very aware. So yes, because we are aware, we are going to notice. We are going to recognize that we are changing. We're going to do everything that we can to act as normally as possible, to be the same as we have always been, with ourselves and with one another. Bridge to Terabithia. Going My Way. And Indian Reservation. And no bad comments about this. It's a song by Paul Revere and the Raiders. That's the title. All right, so with Bridge to Terabithia, the message that I got from this movie is if you believe hard enough, it will be. It will happen. It will manifest. So if we continue to act as we always do, despite the fact that, yes, we are noticing different things, that, we are changing, and, we still feel human, though, because we can still act ourselves and we can still be the same with family and friends, right? The more that we believe in that and the more that we manifest it, the more that's exactly the way it's going to be. Because of that, the human side that they are trying to oppress is going to stay stronger. It's going to remain strong, which would give karma and those beings, whoever they are, the opportunity to come in and fix us. All right, so let's see what tarot has to add here. All right, so we have the Two of Cups. Yeah, we are very much aware of who we are individually. We really are. And we know that we have both a light and a shadow side. We recognize when something is absolutely off. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, we're wise enough. We're definitely wise enough to notice a change or changes. If we didn't continue to act like ourselves, make ourselves be who we know we are, even though we don't feel like it, it could be disastrous. It really could. King of Swords. Yeah, this is just what we have to keep telling ourselves, and we need to be the power in this communication of saying, no, I am like this. I am like this with my friends and family. This is who I am, and just keep saying that. You have the power. Three of Cups. Working with other people also to make sure that the imagination and actually being able to see ourselves as we are and continuing this, everybody has to do this. It's working together, because then it becomes reality. And the 10 of Pentacles, this is who we end up being. It's the legacy that is ours. We are humans. We are individual, fantastic humans. And the King of Wands, yeah. That energy, they would really love to oppress it out of us, but they're not going to be able to. We're going to give, by doing this, we're going to give karma time to come in, and those who are going to save us from these changes. We're going to give them the time. We just have to do some of the work. So now we have the bonus question. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to use it. I'm going to try it. I just want to see what we get. I really do. So, let's get this cleaned up without dropping the cards all over. Those tarot cards wanted to go. All right. All right, so bonus question. If we were to reach the end of the transformation, what do we really become? Is it a new form, a different kind of mind, a new species? What do we become if we would actually reach the end of this DNA change, allegedly? The No-No song. Seven Days Leave. Man in the Iron Mask. The Giver. Okay, so the first thing I see here with the bonus question, if we reach the end of this transformation, what do we really become? A new form, a different mind, a new species, and this first card, the No-No song. This is a card that's telling me, no, 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 they do not even want us to think that way. Not even to imagine what it is. Not to talk about it. Just not to talk about it. Not to see ourselves as anything different. But to share with others exactly who we are. So let's see. 7 years in Tibet. Yep. Safe passage. And earthquake. All right, so learn to focus on who we are, who we really are. We need to learn to focus. That will give us safe passage until, again, karma steps in and the otherworldly beings or whoever they are come in and change things. Okay, if we choose to talk about it, and if we choose to speculate, and if we choose to imagine, and so on and so forth, remember the power that we have and the fact that what is being done with the DNA, allegedly, is causing some of us to be extremely gifted in the sixth sense area, okay? Which means manifestation could be even stronger than we expected. So that excuse me, that could really shake things up. But if we do this and we don't focus on anything, that can really shake things up for the other not so good side. All right, so we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is planting the seed. They're saying, no, 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 no. This is the seed we're planting. No, no, no. Ace of Wands. Yeah, too many things can go on in the mind. Too much energy can be put into it. So don't even talk about it. Three of Swords. Yeah, don't put the knowledge in your mind. Ace of Swords. Communicate anything and everything to yourself that tells you you are a giver. You are a unique human being. And that can't be changed. Seven of Wands. We've got 7 years in Tibet and Seven of Wands. So yeah, focus the mind. That is how you will defend yourself from making any of this take place faster than they're trying. Safe passage, Eight of Swords, remembering that you're not a victim. You are not a victim. You are in control of yourself. And then the Chariot. Yeah, this is what's going to shake things up for them faster than anything else. But it is also what will shake things up for you if you don't follow the no, no, no. And think about it, talk about it, and so forth. So they just want us to focus our minds and focus on who we are as humans, our abilities, our gifts, everything about us that's wonderful. They don't want to share with us what we might become, and they don't want us to speculate about it. So that is it for this Fringe-inspired episode 5. Here is the teaser for episode 6. If your thoughts were never truly your own, how would you know? Thought control may already be here, and the resistance might be closer than you think. So that is the teaser for next week's Fringe-inspired episode 6. Also on the screen, you will see a show schedule, and that shows the 3 shows that I do each week. So perhaps there's one other one there, or maybe both of them of the other 2 that you would like to actually see. Tune into those. Times are on the screen. Other than that, thank you so much for being a part of this reading. And again, if you have thoughts or anything, please put them in the comments. I'd love to read them. So until next week, have a fantastic one, and we will see you later. Take care.